Well, welcome back, everybody. Let's see if you can catch up with us as we run into life with Caren Ware, owner-operator of Caren Ware Events, SoCal's best themed running events. Today, we're going to meet the people, the everybodies, who ran in the Heart Run that she put on at Bolsa Chica State Beach here in beautiful Huntington Beach. I'm looking at the crowd. This doesn't look like runners to me here. What happened? Where's the runners? Caren Ware in the back there. Go around the table and tell us who you brought with you here.
So I put a tagline in my races that there's something for everybody and everybody out there. And a lot of you have discredited being able to get outside your door and actually come out and run. And
too young, too old, too slow, too something. Yeah, right.
It's all personalities, you guys. It's all just being active. And so I brought the best personalities from my racing crowd to introduce to you and hear about and be motivated. They're all from Orange County. And so here we go. Take it away. I'm going to introduce
go around
you
the table here.
Yeah.
Let's start on your right there.
My name is Patty. And I've been running for about 10 years.
Okay. Awesome. So
and you ran in all 50 states? Or
I've ran in all 50 states a half marathon.
Okay. All right. And then let's go to the lady in pink here.
Okay. I'm Mary Lou, and I've been running competitively for 20 years, so I was a late starter. But I love every minute of it.
And am I allowed to say that you have a pacemaker?
Okay, yes.
Which is huge, you guys. There's no excuses out there.
Thank goodness I had a good cardiologist.
Yeah.
And I've had a pacemaker for 22 years, and I'm on my third one.
Does he know, or he or she know that you're doing this? They would stop you. Don't
No,
do this.
No, that has no limitations whatsoever.
No, runners never tell the doctor anything.
I like that.
Well, when I had my hip replacement, my doctor said, you can't run anymore. And I said, what? I got a hip replacement so I could run.
Yes.
Right.
So I don't care about what he said.
All right.
And she's still faster than I am.
And so then introduce us to the last one here. And would somebody tell her that she's 70 and can't run anymore?
Can you tell you're 70 from the hat?
I think a blind man could tell us she's 70 here across the room. Welcome.
Hi, thanks. I'm PJ. I actually started jogging, really, in 1979 to lose weight and to chase my boyfriend.
That's important.
Yeah. But I take advantage of Caren's races because they're, for everybody, as she says, and they're themed, and I love dressing up, and I love meeting all these fun people.
I expected to see a bunch of buff, fit, hardcore runners, and we've got 3 of them here today. So.
Well, beneath this veneer, we are very buff.
Certainly hardcore. You guys have been doing this all for a while?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Why come out on a Sunday? Why not just stay home and watch TV and sleep in late here?
So I knew to start these theme races, and that's why I put one major one on a month to give people kind of a game day or an excuse and all the running that they do to be able to come out and have camaraderie and that kind of stuff. So, and it was so fun to have these girls show up and theme up. And so, yeah, talk to me about what you do when you go to a run. What?
Well, what I do, well, first of all, I figure out what the theme is when I read about it.
Okay.
And then I'll either buy a t-shirt or something if I don't already have something in my closet to kind of match with the theme. And then I have several running skirts, so that's really easy to match to. And then I just get into it because that's more fun. It's not as competitive, so it's fun to dress up for some of the smaller distances.
Is it sort of like being in a? I watch these people, maybe cosplay or whatever they say. That's weird. Where they go dress up like they're in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, there's some people that
Absolutely.
really get into it very well, and I appreciate that. And so I do okay because I still have to be comfortable.
You're gonna run.
Exactly, but I like to dress up. It is fun.
All right, so the next one is when, Caren, and what's the theme for that one? We're doing this in the end of February in 2025 for those listening later.
So next month, on Sunday, March 9th, 2025 at Huntington State Beach, we're putting on the rodeo run.
Yay.
Hey, let's get into this.
This is a great medal if you would like to earn it.
And what I try to do is I try to blow off your expectations or blow apart your expectations so that you never say, gosh, I wish I didn't get up this morning.
Yeah.
And so I spend a quality time up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I watch the rodeos and the ranch life, and I thought, I'm going to bring that to Orange County live. We bring live horses, real cowboys, real good fun. At the warm-up, we'll bring a line dancer that's going to teach you how to line dance.
Now, can I tell you something amazing? Because we're at OC Talk Radio. We're streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center. It's a big, fancy building where they bring technology to life. And one of the people that was in here recently was the heir to the Molten Ranch. How many of you know there was a Molten Ranch that filled up Aliso Viejo, Laguna Niguel, the Nellie Gale Ranch, that whole side of the freeway was a giant ranch once. They sold it off by the 70s and turned it into all those cities. And he was back to talk about the it wasn't that long ago. This is like the 70s.
Yeah, absolutely.
They sold it off and started building all those communities. Laguna
Well,
Woods.
we bring Roy Rogers Ranch out because they want to just keep the heritage alive of real cowboys.
Yeah.
And so they'll be dressed up. And
Well, we got to get Jared Mathis to come out there. We'll call him up. Shout out if he's listening. He's now a city council person for Laguna Niguel, where his
that's
family
great.
originally had the ranch. If you've ever seen that Acapulco next to Laguna Hills Mall,
Yeah.
that was their ranch. That was the site
Awesome.
of their
Awesome. And you probably don't even know this, but the Huntington State Beach has what do you call it? Equestrian
Center. Yeah.
Equestrian Center, and they have police officers on equestrian. So when my cowboys show up to Duke's and tie up the horses at Huntington State Pier and then ride them through Pacific City, is it called Pacific City, the mall?
Yeah.
It brings a lot of attention to the race and a lot of attention to the officers. And the officers go, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? And this is real fun. But when the horse does its business. And I noticed the cowboys showed up and they changed their hats and they had those big gaucho, caballero hats.
Yeah.
And right when the officers asked this, the horse lifts its tail, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm the race director. I'm the permitted
So
one.
do any of you ride or horses? Come on.
Well, I
yeah.
got to finish the story, you guys.
Yeah.
You got to know what the guy did. He picked off his gaucho hat and put it under the tail and caught then wrapped it all up and threw it away. And he goes, we buy these dime a dozen across the border, and that's how we clean up after them. Phew.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that live, it's live. So everything's live at the races, and the best live thing are these people. So let's keep going and let you guys get to know why they
would
run.
you come to a rodeo run? Why would you come to any of you ride horses?
Let me have Mary Lou answer, why she runs, because she comes to all my races, and these ladies actually showed up during COVID. I offered what I called Together Apart races. Curbside, come pick up your bib and shirt.
Together but apart.
And the very first one I did was a couple months after everything got closed down. This lady showed up at the curb to get her shirt. This lady showed up to get a
crazy.
shirt.
I can tell. She
And
didn't do any of this
they
stuff here.
virtually ran the course, and then we recorded their times. And then we started getting that going, that we would record everyone's time in the morning, and then we had curbside Zoom who won the age divisions. And you know what? It's a winning day no matter what. It is a winning day for everybody just to come out and do something active. We don't have community as tightly as villages in Italy and things like that. So we're making running our community. But we, at these races, we also offer goals by timing it and chip timing it and having age divisions.
So I was going to say, it's
yes.
more than just collectively you start and you finish. Everybody sets their own goals. Some people win medals, but everybody gets what? Well, hold up that one medal you were holding.
Yes,
up
this
there.
is a really cool thing, you guys. Everybody gets a finisher at this rodeo
There you
run
go.
and flip it over. It turns into a belt buckle. Who gets that kind of finisher medal? But we also do age divisions, and I'm going to reintroduce Mary and PJ to talk about, I see them on the award stand many times.
Well, we're there.
And Patty.
We're there a lot.
in the lot. So we turn into a
Is
lot
that
of
because you're
fun.
really good, or is that because there aren't many people running in your category?
Well,
or
you know
both?
what? It just depends on who shows up.
Right.
And sometimes there are a lot of women in my age group, which is the 75 to 79.
It's a big one.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's a big
Come
one.
on.
And,
That is a big one.
65 plus is one of my biggest age ranges.
I think we all just want to be accomplished.
Yeah,
And
right.
we do that
And to keep going,
in this
to
way.
keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
And I think the community is part of it, but I think also for me, I'm very egotistical.
No, come
You
on.
know, I was
You
when I
seem
went
like
to,
such a nice person.
I
Don't
am
say
a
that.
nice person. But, you know, I was in college before Title IX hit, so
Oh.
I wasn't able to compete in high school at all for anything in athletics.
Well,
so,
just for anybody that doesn't know, Title IX passed in what, the 70s, I think.
Yeah,
1972.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it
right
mandated that they have to fund and
and have girls and women's sports. So
Yeah.
I missed all that. So I never got a medal, an award, or anything like that. So when running started to push
Take
me
off.
out the door, 20 years ago, I decided to get more accomplished in that area. I decided, oh, wow, you get a medal? How great is that?
wow.
So I run for medals. It's kind of a funny thing.
Me too.
I
I
bet
run
you
for
have a-
bling.
I
run
do.
for bling.
I love
Yeah.
I love that
Yes.
you get a great T-shirt, and you know it's just a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
you know I'm kind of rewards motivated. I want the medal.
Right.
So even if I come in last, and sometimes I almost come in last in certain races,
PJ says she has that on her sometimes.
I still get a medal, and I still
Yeah.
get a shirt, and I
Yeah.
still get everybody at the end clapping and saying, "Go, go, go! You can do it!" And that people hold up signs,
Oh.
and they actually motivate you. So you
Yeah.
rush to the end, and then of course you can get your picture taken, which is just part of this whole thing. And you get snacks at the end. You know, it's just awesome. The whole
Yes,
atmosphere.
free bananas.
Yes.
Now-
Bananas and
More
granola
bananas.
I think you
bars.
brought a shirt.
I
brought a
did.
shirt that I actually go out of my way. If you feel this shirt, it's really soft. I want something that you
Oh,
can
yeah,
wear
look
to
at that.
you can wear to bed, and you can
It's
wear to
very
run
soft.
in.
Check it out.
And some of the things that we do, we theme it or do a wraparound picture on it, and some of them we just put a logo because some of you guys like it simple. So we just mix it up.
But you
Yeah.
do time these races. That's
Yes.
what my point is. If you
Yeah.
want to be really serious about it, you can measure your time and see if you improve. And
Right,
you're getting
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea how technical that is.
I-
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I attribute that to the inner city Hispanic boys that I raised from the hood in LA, that one of them was in computers and got a degree in math, and he's your behind the scenes.
Because you
Right.
put like an RFID tag, is that
Yes.
where your
Yeah.
frequency ID tag
Yeah.
into the.
Yeah, so I make
Into
it
the
look
bib,
simple,
yeah.
but it's complicated behind there. But the cool part is, yes,
All right, so Caren, let's come back to you. You've been running around the world for a long time. That's what this show's all about. You running around the world and the people you run into.
So she brought it up. She brought up the Title IX. I graduated in 1980, and I thought Title IX was 1979. It might have been
No, it
1970.
was 1972, right
Yeah.
after I graduated.
So that kind of let you know. let you know.
I was 2 years old.
and I'm still angry about it.
You're still a bit.
So some things too, in school, a lot of times running is used as a what do you call it? A
Punishment.
discipline. Yeah,
Punishment.
and
Oh,
go
yeah.
run those laps.
Oh
right?
yeah, go
Run
run
laps.
laps.
That's
Go
right.
run laps.
Yeah.
So I thought, awesome, because it gets me out of the classroom and gets me, not sitting in the seat. You probably see me sitting over here. Had
That's
a hard
why
time
you were
sitting.
so naughty in high
Yeah,
school?
no,
I think she
so I
was, yeah.
actually, girls, I was a straight A student. I was a
We got to keep
student,
PJ in the
but
mic
yeah.
here. She's moving
So-
away from the mic. here.
Yeah. So anyway, so title, our school was, slow. In 1980, my senior year, they finally offered females that could come run track because track was already established and was the cheapest thing in their budget to be
right.
able to and put girls in.
Yeah.
But I ran on the guys' team my whole 4 years, not because I'm a tomboy, but I just loved running. And I came in deadpan last. And I actually realized it didn't matter because the experience of who it was growing me to be in character was the point. And the point then ended up being in my senior year, because I trained all those years and I was more trained than anyone. Not that so much that I was the best athlete, but I was more trained. I ended up being a state champion. in
Wow.
California,
Oh, wow.
and went on
That's
to.
amazing.
But without going through the whole litany
so
of it, you
voila.
have then turned that into a life's passion and career where
Yes.
you've actually run events around the world.
Yes, and I actually started out running on the U.S. track team, and then currently run on the Masters track. I was just telling these girls,
There
I
you
just
go.
got invited to Indoor Worlds, which isn't a month, and indoors is a very short spurts of hurdles and the 800, and very, very different than long distance running. So I'm going to take you on that adventure with me, but the adventure today is getting to know these people, and I
So-
want you guys to talk to PJ over here.
So PJ, I
Yes.
don't picture people with a hat that says 70 on it at the race. I went to this event for the first time, and I expected to see a certain kind of hardcore running community that would want to be timed and come to these events and push themselves, and there was certainly some of that there.
Yeah.
But there was a heck of a lot of people looking like all of you guys there, little kids, and made me
Average
ashamed.
people.
That's what makes it
Average.
so fun. It is everybody. And okay, I see the back ends of all these elite runners, but it's all these fun people along the course cheering you, like Mary
Yeah,
Lou said,
right,
cheering
right.
you along. And I'm like, are they cheering me? I think they are.
They
And
are.
you know what surprised me is just what you're talking about. So you come staggering in at different times. The elite runners come in first, and then
Right.
bit by bit, people start
Right.
making their way in. Nobody left. I saw people waving signs. I saw people cheering. Go Joe!
It's a
somebody.
party. It
People
is a
were
party.
celebrating this, and as they cross, people are crying. They're weeping. They're celebrating. They're jumping up in the air. It is an emotional moment that I didn't expect to see.
And the thing that's great about Karen's races are she has the best medals.
I
We got
do,
that.
I
Great
do.
medals.
We were talking about, I run for bling, so so does Patty. And
sure.
then, she's got T-shirts, but also the entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
Oh,
like
yeah.
a,
Thank
you know,
you.
it is like a party. There's
And
so
there's
much
food and fun and
yeah,
stuff
I
going
run
on.
for food too. Yeah, so
What was
it's-
missing is booze. You got to have some booze.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Well, you know,
that's
I-
drinking on the course.
Yeah,
I've done it.
I want to do.
I carry Fireball sometimes.
I leave that up to the
Thank you.
the personal choice and not make that choice for them. But there are alcohol establishments within running distance
Nearby.
There is.
Nearby.
Yes.
Yeah.
that have the permits.
Because we
and
had
all
some,
that.
I
Yes.
laughed, but a couple of
Yeah.
women said, I said, what are you going to do afterwards? We're going to go out to brunch and we're going
Right.
to drink, whatever, mimosas or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
beer.
Oh, yeah.
Usually beer is a good one.
Beer,
Yeah,
okay.
and
Yeah.
you know what? And if you're
We run
running
for
and you're
beer.
active, your body actually can metabolize
Metabolize
that,
that,
and it
yeah.
actually is looking for some of
Yes.
those kind of nutrients.
So what would
But-
you say to anybody who says, I can't go? Well, let's start with Mary Lou here. I can't go because whatever.
I think most people on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning want to just sit and do nothing.
Right.
And I think
Worked
you have
hard
to-
all week. Yeah.
but this is such a benefit. It not only helps your body, it helps your mind. It also helps you spiritually if you sort of get into the idea that you're accomplishing something for yourself, or you can even do things, for other people. You
Yeah.
can join as a group, or you could just go out by yourself. But I think it's more than just, running. I think that there's more to it than just being free. You do accomplish, you do get your bling, you get fun, you just have such a self-satisfying, and that's the ego.
You talked about
is-
spiritual, and that's
yeah.
certainly where Karen's coming from. You talked to her for 5 minutes, and this is a spiritual quest for her as much as anything.
Well, actually,
The
I'm
people
so
she's
glad
helped
that
it.
Mary Lou brought it up, because she
Yes.
has been one of the biggest heart supporters of seeing that, oh my gosh, Caren, you're quietly behind the scenes really doing things, real
others.
things for real people.
Yeah.
And so I started this thing with the races. I use a percentage of the proceeds to help the needs I run into. And because I've run a remote marathon on every continent around the world, I run into needs. And you're going to get introduced to some amazing
Oh,
people.
some wild stories.
Yeah.
And when you're in
And
Mount
actually-
Everest and other places
yeah,
here. right,
actually,
yeah.
remember I was going to call up Sudip so that you guys can meet
Yes.
the porter.
Probably not today. I don't know
Yeah,
if we're
I
gonna
think
do
we've
that.
got too big of a crowd, but I think the next podcast, I'm going to actually bring him in and let you meet these people we've run into.
Somebody
and how,
you helped up in
Yeah.
the mountains in the Himalayas.
Yeah,
here
and
the
so
race,
just
yeah.
know that when you come to a Caren Ware event, it's not just you that we're helping inspire your own health, but we take a little percentage of the proceeds and needs that just come up that we run into. The rodeo run is going to help benefit. My sister runs a ranch in a wheelchair, and bless her
Really? Oh,
heart,
my
she has an
goodness.
autoimmune disease
Oh,
that's
my
just
God.
attacking her body, but
Yeah.
she's still she's affecting kids' lives. They come to the ranch and get to be ranch hands and learn to ride.
She runs a ranch out of a wheelchair.
Out of a wheelchair. And she does it without any adaptive ability things on her ranch. If it's raining, she puts zip ties on the tires to get traction if there's snow. She cuts down trees with a chainsaw out of her. It's pretty amazing.
From a sitting position, she chops on
and
a
so
tree.
I'm not a fundraiser. I don't even know how to do that. I'm going to appeal to you guys out there. Somebody's going to, show me how. But my heart and hope is to actually earn enough money to get a mobile adaptive restroom and shower to put on that property. And
well, somebody's listening. They may react to that out here today. So we went from silliness to seriousness.
Yes.
We went from this is a fun bling-filled afternoon that we're going to go afterwards and drink mimosas to, and by the way, it makes me feel good and it makes me maybe do good. Is it a communal thing or is it an individual
the do good
thing?
is super important. And I just want to share too, we were talking about outfits and stuff. I do, a themed race, and one of them is Fit Fall, and it's got a Halloween / boot camp. And PJ shows up in a Barbie box.
Oh, I know.
With just her little feet.
That was a great
underneath.
costume.
And she really couldn't run because of the costume. It was just like a shuffle. And there she goes. And that everyone is just cheering that on. And that race.
If for no other reason, come out and see what PJ is going to do.
Yeah, seriously. Any of these ladies here.
So let's go back to, I forgot the guest on your right there that in the green here.
Patty.
This is Patty.
Patty, I'm sorry. So many people here to remember. I'm just trying to absorb all these stories. So Patty, when you ran all across the country, is it like this? Is this somehow special or different, these events? Because you've run apparently everywhere. You've done this a lot.
Yeah, I've pretty much ran the world.
Do you look for serious runs or do you look for fun runs?
Yeah,
or both?
for sure. I definitely look for more serious runs, especially if you're running a half marathon. The distance is definitely more challenging than a 5K or a 10K.
Right.
So you have to plan well.
What's the difference again? A 5K is what, 3.5 miles?
A 5K is 3.1 miles.
Okay.
A 10K is 6.2. And a half marathon is 13.1 miles.
Yikes.
And then a marathon is 26.2.
Yeah.
And I have run 3 marathons.
Wow. Have you run any of the big ones like Boston?
My biggest one is New York. So I did New
pretty
York
big.
a few years ago.
That's pretty big.
Talk about amazing experience. I would recommend anyone to get out there and do it. Anyone can do it. I promise you. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
So tell them what you're going to do. What are you going to do May 16th? Where are you going to be?
Well, I'm going to the highest marathon in the world, which is called Mount Everest. And
Mount Everest? People
Mount
run?
Everest.
How do you run up at 15,000 feet
you have
or
to
whatever?
trek up first.
and acclimate as
And then
you do.
you acclimate, and then you trek to base camp, and then you get to run down.
And it's a deceiving down, I promise, because it goes into ravines and comes back up, and it actually starts at almost 18,000 feet.
That's my next challenge, because I've done a lot.
She's gonna trek with the guide that we helped at the village and support, and that's really cool.
Is
and
there that kind of community in Orange County? Because we had a show, we did a show with the Bowers Museum a while ago, if you know that place over in Santa Ana, and they had an exhibit on Mount Everest, and they brought a guy who I think was an administrator, taught some school district here, and he's in his 70s. He's the oldest person ever to ascend Mount Everest, to make it to the top. He's in his late 70s.
Well, I'm not going to the tip top.
Yeah,
I'm going to base camp.
We're going to the villages to meet and love the Sherpa people, and then just to test our bodies.
Yes.
And what we're going to do, and just make that mileage.
I guess
if you hike in, you might as well run back.
I'm amazed at the people I run into in Orange County that are doing amazing things like that.
And these are amazing women right here. Thank you so much for coming in here, and I hope everyone out there is listening. If you feel like you're not eligible or you want to do something that just uplifts and enhance your life, and we're all so busy, but I put these out there so that you have no excuse once a month. There's something happening
and
to
a
go
group
to.
of crazy, zany people do it.
Yes.
Let's go around the horn one more time. We'll start with Patty. What would you say to anybody who said, I can't do this? I don't know if I want this is for me here. What would you say?
I would say, yes, you can.
Pretty straight ahead.
You
Mary
better.
Lou, what do you say?
I think anybody can do it. You can walk, You can
I
jog.
saw little kids,
You
like
can-
There are
6-year-olds.
children,
7. Yeah.
yes, and they lap us. They just go around and around. And some of those children are 4 and 5 years old.
Their
and
enthusiasm.
training. They're just fabulous.
I talked to one of them at the race, and a couple little cute little 6-year-old girls, and I said, "Why do you do this?" And she said, "It's fun."
It's
I
fun.
thought,
yeah.
okay, what am I looking for? That's it. Says it all.
Yeah.
There,
Well,
has to be there has
our
to be a fun element
heart
to
run,
it. You can't
the-
do it just because it's hard or it's stressful.
Or your parents say, "I got to do it."
Yeah.
or
Oh,
whatever
and
they
the
are.
running
Yeah,
community is
gotta-
so encouraging.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
there's
You have
so
to
many
make it
people
fun.
out there that
It really is.
just do this for, like you said, communal. My first passion is travel, so I do this to travel, and then I like to run. But
That's your excuse to travel.
oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
mean,
going to run. Yeah.
I've traveled the world, and I've brought back lots of medals.
All right,
That's awesome.
PJ, what would you say? People are going to say 70. I can't come, and I'll be embarrassed. I'll embarrass myself. You've already beat us by wearing these hats and stuff. So what's more embarrassing than that?
Really, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And then and it is all these people along the course cheering you on,
Unbelievable.
motivating you.
Absolutely.
And there's a guy who's a cancer survivor who's on a walker.
I saw him,
who goes to all these races, and he's faster than me. but it doesn't matter, and people that are fast coming back, they're come on, you can do it,
Yeah.
cheering you on, and
A lot of high fives out there.
Yeah.
That's what's surprising, because I thought running would be a very individualistic thing. It's me against my time. It's me trying to prove something to me. And there's some of that.
I
But,
think it
Right.
can be
Yeah.
both, yes.
but
for
I was
sure.
surprised how encouraging and communal it felt from the top on down, from the fast runners to the guy in the walker. Everybody's cheering.
And I think
everybody's pulling.
that's a thing that's unique about Caren Ware events is that we really set it up so that elite, athletic, trained runners, go out there, but we do an out and back on a lot of our courses, so you do get to see everybody,
Yeah,
and you get
right.
to experience the whole gamut of the whole race.
Because that's a
Yes.
good point. It is
Yeah.
out and back. You go somewhere and then you turn around and come
Right.
back, so you're
Right.
kind of running through people or past people.
Yeah, if you come to the one side of the beach, it doesn't get any flatter than that, folks.
Do you have any more challenging courses, like you go up hills or inclines?
Oh, absolutely. I do one up in Green Valley Lake. I have a cabin up there, and I train at 7,000 feet, so that we're ready for the Everest elevations and stuff. And that is a 5K, 10K half, and the 5K goes around the lake, but then it sneaks in about a 600-foot hill. And then once you get onto that and get this beautiful view of the Mojave and Lake Arrowhead, then you go through rolling, hills. So I have a few events out there that are challenging. I actually do one all the way up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, for that community in July. But most of them, I just want everybody to be able to come out. We're doing a really fun one in Irvine in August called Splash Dash.
that one is so much fun.
Oh, I'm
Karen.
doing that one.
I
Yeah, that'll be
loved
fun.
that
And
one.
I have a thing called the dry run. So if you're intimidated by having to splash through their river, but the river's only 2 feet deep. Wow. So anyway, yeah. So just
That's
check it
wild,
out on
Wild Rivers.
yeah.
Yes.
Check it out
Yes.
at Caren with the C, Caren.
Because you really care about this stuff.
Yes,
That's
and-
what you said.
and
Your
you-
mother spelled Karen purposely strangely because she wanted you to always know to care about people.
And make me have to look in the eye of people and say, I'm really sorry, my name's spelled with a C. So it actually is,
Karen.
it's to its advantage. So anyway,
So give us the website again.
Okay, so Caren with the C, Caren, and then the last name is Ware, Ware. So if you just can remember Care Ware, it
There you go.
rhymes, and
Care
put it
Bear,
in
Care
a whole
Ware.
punch, and put the word event, and
You'll
hit the
find
calendar
out.
section. Yeah.
And you can hang out with this kind of crowd.
Yes.
I don't know if I can run with this crowd. I don't know if I can hang with this crowd or keep up with this crowd, but I'm sure going to try. Thanks for joining us here
Yeah,
today.
we're all going out to lunch. You guys.
What a life. What a life.
And we didn't even have to run for it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining us as we
Thanks.
continue to run into life and run around the world and bring you the people that we meet along the way. Right here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.